one of the things he's dealing with here, when you understand where Corinth is, if you ever studied Shaul, Paul, and especially the history of Corinth, Corinth was like second place to Rome during this time. In other words, it was when we understand all the like the games as far as the Olympics and all this stuff, Corinth was a big place like that. This is where they did all their games. This is where uh, the these temples were all set up. Everything that's being wrote about in the book of Revelation, these Sardis, these are all in this same area where Corinth was. Corinth was a uh, huge Roman town of the time, and these people that become believers every day they're walking past temples. They're walking past these pagan places of worship, and the lifestyle, the culture. We've studied this before about the covering. Paul talks about this, and it was always confused to me when I first read it till I got into some research about it. But he talks about a man covering his head and prophesying is sinning. And it talks about a woman who uncovers hers and she prophesies, is sinning. And it sounded confusing until you understand the culture in which he's speaking. And he's not talking about the prayer shawl. He's not talking about that. He's talking about, we would call it fortune telling. And that's kind of, the Romans had a deal kind of like the coffee grounds and the tea leaves and the different things. That's the same thing. And so, but their version was you had to be a leader of the town to do it. In other words, you were the mayor, so to speak. And you would come into a service and you'd feel you want to prophesy, so you'd cover your head and you'd begin to prophesy in that whole cultic thing. That's what Paul's dealing with there. So he's not talking about the prayer shawl, but he's talking about you don't have to follow man's system like that.